Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is another video in our data structure algorithm series, and in this video we'll be discussing about another method of our linked list, which is add first. So in our last video, as you have seen, right, we discussed about what is a linked list, what is a node and all that, right? In last video we also discussed about a method called add last. We have seen in that video how to add a new node at the end of the linked list, right? We have seen the code as well and the graphical representation as well. And in this video, we'll be seeing how we can add a node in a linked list at the beginning of the list itself, right? So yeah, without wasting any more time, let's get into it. Let's add one more method, public void add first. We want to add a value. Now in the same way, you see we have already this code we need again, right? So we have created a new node, right, which we want to add at the beginning of the linked list, and we are checking if list is already empty or not. If list is empty, we are assigning a new node to head and tail both. Let me extract this and make a method called isEmpty so that this head is equal to not what it signifies. That is clear to us. So let me extract it here itself, or okay, let me write that method itself instead of extracting. So public boolean isEmpty node return node is not equal to null. Node is equal to null. If node is null, that means the list is empty. If node is not equal to null, that means we already have nodes in our linked list, right? So if it's true, it's empty. If it's false, it is not empty. Let's replace that. isEmpty node isEmpty head. So yeah, that method is implemented. Now it makes more sense to read it, right? Now our readability of our code is increased. So now we can check if the list is empty. We are assigning a new node to head and tail both. Now let's back to our method that we are implementing right now, which is add first. Let me make it one-liner, because this is just one line, right? If as long as it's just one line, we don't need to add braces to our code. So yeah, now what we are doing, so the new node that you have created, right, it will point to your head. That means new node dot next. Now new node, the next pointer of the new node will point to your first node, that is head, right? Now head and this new node's next both are pointing to this head, right? Now to make the head point to our new node, all we have to write is head is equal to new node. Now your head is pointing to new node, and so first what we are doing, we are assigning new node's next pointer to the head, and then we are changing the head pointer itself to our new node, right? So that's how we can add our new node at the beginning of the list. Let me show you a graphical representation as well. This is just a small code, and before I do that, right, let me take a size variable as well so that we can know how many nodes are there in the list, right? Size plus plus. And here also let me make it size plus plus. Yeah. Now let me show you that graphical representation. So in this diagram, as you can see, right, we have an existing linked list with 3 nodes, which is 10, 20 and 30, right? Currently head is pointing to 10 and tail is pointing to 30. Now we have created a new node, which is this 40, right? So earlier we know the head is pointing to 10, right? Now as the first line in our source code, what we have written, new nodes next will point to the head, right? So earlier this is the head, right? So new nodes next is pointing to head, and the next line what we are doing, we are making the new nodes itself as a new head, right? So now instead of pointing now to 10, now it will point to 40, right? So this is just a basic representation on how you can add a new node at the beginning of the linked list, right? Same, this is just done in 2 lines, right? I can show you that code in again. You see, all we are doing is that new nodes next is pointing to head, and then we are changing the head itself to our new node, and we are increasing the size. So now we have called our method add first, right? And added a node in the beginning of the linked list, which is 40. Now we just put a debug point here, and we tried seeing what is the exact structure after adding the node at the beginning of the linked list. Now as you can see, our head should point to 40 now. It is pointing to 40. Its next should point to 10, and next to 20, and next to 30. And 30 is it's still our last node. So tail should point to 30. So as you can see, right, the structure is correct. We have successfully added a node at the beginning of the linked list. Similar way you can add as many nodes as you want, right? So yeah, that is how we can add the node at the beginning of the linked list. In the next video we'll be talking about some more interesting method on the linked list only. Meanwhile, just practice this particular code and enjoy. May the source be with you. See you in the next video.